my God!
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Film Vault, where today we're going to count down 20 insane facts about Rookie of the Year, the baseball comedy that turned a 12-year-old kid into the Chicago Cubs' secret weapon. From real MLB legends and behind-the-scenes stories to John Candy's uncredited role, there's more to this childhood classic than most realize. But before we step up to the plate, don't forget to subscribe and press that bell for more movie facts, hidden details, and behind-the-scenes stories. Number 20. The director of the movie was Daniel Stern, who was best known as Marv from Home Alone. It was his first time directing a major film, and he took the job seriously. He wanted to make sure the lead role was perfect and was so stressed out about finding the right actor that he thought about casting his own son. At the time, his son was a Little League pitcher, and Stern saw him as a real option if nobody else worked out. But he wasn't the only surprising choice. Stern also considered casting a young Jake Gyllenhaal for the role. Stern had worked with Gyllenhaal before and thought he was a talented actor who could be a good fit, but Jake's parents had other plans and wanted him to focus on more serious roles. Eventually, the part went to Thomas Ian Nicholas, who became Henry Rowan Gardner.
Mom, watch this! Wait! Gosh, Henry, you can play for the Cubs!
Number 19. Thomas Ian Nicholas was not immediately chosen for the role of Henry, and when he first auditioned in 1992, he didn't even get a call back. It seemed like the door had closed on the opportunity, but things changed when he signed with a new agent. His agent had urged him to give it another shot, and this time luck was on his side. Nicholas landed the role that would change his life. What's even more crazy is that nobody checked to see if he could actually pitch. The entire story of the movie revolves around a kid with an incredible pitching arm, one that could throw 100 miles per hour. But the producers never once asked him if he could pull off such a thing. He was cast as a baseball prodigy without them knowing if he even knew how to throw a ball.
I went on a few auditions, and I didn't hear from him for a little while, and then my agent called and told me that I got the part.
Yeah! Oh my God!
Number 18. There's a wild behind-the-scenes story where 12-year-old Henry Rowan Gardner strikes out 3 MLB legends. Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, and Pedro Guerrero played themselves, but these legendary players had to swing and purposely miss to make it look real. To pull it off, Daniel Stern stepped onto the mound and pitched to them himself. He later joked in an interview that not many people get to say they pitched to Barry Bonds and made him miss, calling Bonds a great sport for going along with it. Number 17. The warm and funny voice behind the Chicago Cubs radio broadcast belongs to comedy legend John Candy. He wasn't even part of the original plan. Candy had joined the production late after the studio loved early footage of the movie and decided to increase the budget. He played Cliff Murdoch, the Cubs announcer, and his name never appears in the credits. That's because he had come in for only a few scenes and some voiceovers after everything was mostly done. There's something bittersweet about the performance. Rookie of the Year hit theaters in the summer of '93, and a few months later, John Candy passed away. Candy was a beloved star who was known for his humor and love of sports, especially for Chicago teams. His presence in the film feels like a special gift and a reminder of his charm and talent.
This is it, folks. This is what it's all about. One game. There is no tomorrow. This is for the whole Magilla.
Number 16. The opposing pitcher in Henry's first major league at bat has an interesting story behind him. His name is Tregarall in the film, but the man playing him isn't just any actor. He's Tim Stoddard, the movie's baseball technical advisor. Stoddard had brought actual MLB experience to the role and wasn't pretending to understand the game because he had lived it. As an MLB pitcher, he played for the Chicago Cubs, the same team tied to this Cubs-focused movie. And back in 1984, he was part of the team that won the NL East title, though they later fell in the NLCS. It's one of those details that makes you want to rewatch the scene and see it with fresh eyes.
Pitcher's got a big butt. Pitcher's...
Go!
Number 15. Gary Busey plays Chet Rocket Stedman and brings the character of the aging veteran pitcher to life. He's the grizzled mentor to Henry, guiding the young star through his baseball adventures, but the mustache that makes him look so rugged and seasoned isn't even real. Busey was actually clean-shaven during filming, and the production team had to glue the mustache on for scenes. What's even more surprising is how natural it looks. It blends in perfectly with his character, and it's hard to imagine Stedman without it.
What are you doing out here?
What am I supposed to do?
Deal from your have to.
My what? What do you...
The have to.
Number 14. Daniel Stern gets in front of the camera to play the wacky Cubs pitching coach, Phil Brickma. He's one of the funniest characters in the film, known for his ridiculous and unforgettable hot ice theory. It's his unique idea of heating up ice cubes as a way for pitchers to recover faster. It's completely silly, but that's what makes him so memorable. Stern's ability to bring such a goofy character to life is impressive, especially since this was his first film as a director. Alongside playing a slapstick character, he also had to manage everything behind the scenes as the man in charge of the whole movie. Balancing the two demanding roles, especially for a first-time director, is like walking on a tightrope, yet Stern pulled it off with ease, making his performance and direction stand out.
I've discovered the secret, Henry. Hot ice. That's right! Hot ice!
Number 13. The entire story of the movie changes because of Henry's arm. After breaking it, his tendons heal in such a way that he can suddenly throw pitches at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. It feels like a comic fairy tale and makes you ask if it actually could happen. But it's not entirely without real-world ties. The idea is loosely connected to Tommy John surgery, a procedure for injured pitchers. No one has gained Henry's superhuman throwing power from it yet, but the movie's fantasy brushes close to real life. In 1944, during World War II, a shortage of players led to an incredible moment. Joe Nuxhall was 15 years old and became the youngest player in modern Major League Baseball when he pitched for the Cincinnati Reds. It's almost like something out of a movie itself. Imagine a kid pitching in the big leagues during a time when the whole world was at war. Number 12. To make the movie feel real, filmmakers went to the iconic Wrigley Field for the Cubs' home games. It's the real deal, and seeing the real ballpark on screen gives the movie an authentic vibe that's hard to beat. The stands and field and everything feels just right, making the scenes come alive as though you're actually there watching a real Cubs game. But when they needed to film Henry's big road game against Los Angeles, they didn't head to Dodger Stadium, but instead stayed in Chicago and used Comiskey Park, the home of the rival White Sox. It's crazy to think that a game meant to look like it's happening in California was really shot on the south side of Chicago.
Come on, guys.
Whoa, gosh, it's huge!
Oh, man, look at how green it is.
Wrigley Field.
Number 11. The idea of a kid saving a big league baseball team was not new when the film hit the big screen. Its storyline closely mirrors an older, lesser-known movie called Rugy's Bump from 1954. That movie also features a young boy who suddenly gets incredible pitching skills, but how he gets his powers is a little different. Instead of an accident, his talent comes from the ghost of an old Brooklyn Dodgers player. What makes things even more interesting is that some experts officially call Rookie of the Year a remake of the movie. While the films do have their differences, the core idea is nearly the same. A boy with an amazing arm finds himself playing alongside professionals, and the creators of Rookie of the Year take the same magical fantasy and bring it to life almost 40 years later. Number 10. The eccentric owner of the Chicago Cubs is played by Eddie Bracken, a true legend from Hollywood. Bracken was a big star in the 1940s, known for his comedic charm, and had starred in films that were so iconic they were later added to the National Film Registry. But his career didn't stop there. After nearly 30 years away from features, he enjoyed a comeback that began with National Lampoon's Vacation and continued into the 90s with Home Alone 2: Lost in New York. Casting Bracken in Rookie of the Year made the movie special. He played the quirky Cubs owner, and his old Hollywood charm fit the family story well. He was a comedy star in the 40s, and decades later came back onto the screen to make people laugh.
Seats? You mean down on the field level? No, please. That's too dangerous.
Why?
Me, the owner of the Cubs, sitting down with the fans? They'd kill me.
Number 9. The film's success opened up big doors for Daniel Stern, and after directing the baseball movie, he started getting offers to direct other comedies. One of those was for a film that would later become a massive hit, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. This was the movie that made Jim Carrey a superstar overnight, but Stern said no because the timing wasn't right for him to take the job. Instead, he decided to stick with his acting career. He was in the middle of cashing in on sequels to two big Hollywood blockbusters in Home Alone 2 and City Slickers 2. The acting paychecks were too good to pass up, and he chose to stay in front of the camera instead of stepping behind it. Ace Ventura eventually went to another director and turned into a comedy phenomenon. Number 8. Actor Neil Flynn had a surprising early role that many fans don't know about. Long before he became famous for iconic characters like the grumpy janitor on Scrubs and the loving dad Mike Heck on The Middle, he appeared in the 1993 baseball comedy Rookie of the Year. He played Stan Oki, a Chicago Cubs first baseman. At the time, he was just another face in the dugout, part of the team's roster. It's a blink and you'll miss role, but one of those early credits that often hides in the background. This small part would later become a fun inside joke that fans of Scrubs could not ignore. Years later, he got a hilarious nod in the Scrubs episode, My Friend the Doctor. In the scene, JD is watching The Fugitive and begins to piece it together, suspecting the janitor may have been an actor in his younger days. Fans got a good laugh from the clever moment, tying in Flynn's minor role to his later success on television. Number 7. The music for the film was created by none other than Bill Conti, the same person who gave the world the iconic Gonna Fly Now theme from Rocky. He was an Oscar-winning master of inspirational music and would later share that the score for Rookie of the Year was one of his personal favorites. He felt a deep connection to the music as he composed it, making it a heartfelt addition to his already legendary career. What makes it even more surprising is how a kid's baseball comedy ended up with such an incredible soundtrack. Conti's music for the movie is full of energy and warmth, perfectly matching the film's adventurous tone. Critics and fans often praise the main title march for adding a magical and heroic quality to the story. Number 6. Before becoming a big-time director, Raja Gosnell was one of the busiest editors in Hollywood and worked on some huge movies like Home Alone, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Pretty Woman. In 1993, he was the editor for the popular baseball movie Rookie of the Year, and the film turned out to be a surprising mix of comedy and adventure. And Gosnell's editing played a big role in making that happen. Just a few years after Rookie of the Year, Gosnell made a major career shift and directed Home Alone 3 in 1997, marking his debut as a director. It was just the beginning. He went on to make unforgettable movies like Big Mama's House, the live-action Scooby-Doo films, and the Smurfs movies. These films together have earned over $1 billion at the box office worldwide, and that's what you call a successful career shift. Number 5. The kid who had once played a Chicago Cub on screen turned that connection into something real. Thomas Ian Nicholas grew up to follow a surprising path. Alongside acting, he became the lead of his own group, the Thomas Nicholas Band. His love for music grew alongside of his acting career, and it's clear that he wasn't afraid to chase his dreams in more than one direction. But his connection to the Chicago Cubs doesn't stop with the movie. It became even stronger. Years later, he got to live out that dream for real and was invited to throw out the ceremonial first pitch at Wrigley Field. He also sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game during the 7th inning stretch at an actual Cubs game, like a fantasy from the movie that came to life. Number 4. After stepping into the spotlight as the Cubs pitcher Henry Rowengartner, Thomas Ian Nicholas took a different turn. By 1999, he was back in the spotlight, but this time as Kevin Myers in American Pie. The wholesome kid we remembered from the baseball diamond had grown up, and now he was one of the main characters in the hit coming-of-age comedy that took teen movies to a brand new level. It was hard to believe the same child star who had played a feel-good sports hero could also be part of one of the most daring teen franchises of the late 90s. American Pie became a cultural phenomenon, defining its generation while shocking audiences with its humor. It showed just how far that he had traveled in only 6 years, transforming from an innocent kid actor into a key player in the world of teen comedy. Number 3. At about the 57-minute mark, there's an unexpected and funny moment that involves Henry's mom, Mary, who's played by Amy Morton. During the scene where she's cheering for Henry as he scores a run, Mary gets so excited she jumps up from her seat and, in her enthusiasm, accidentally hits her head on a low-hanging lamp. The moment wasn't planned, and you can see that the impact really hurt as she sits back down, clearly in pain and muttering under her breath. This genuine mishap was so natural and funny that the filmmakers decided to leave it in. The take was just too funny and authentic to cut it out. But they did dub over her muttered profanity to keep the movie family-friendly. The genuine accident turned into one of the movie's iconic moments and made everyone laugh and added a layer of rawness to the scene.
Woo! Yes! 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 Oh! Oh! Oh!
Number 2. The Chicago Cubs winning the World Series may seem like pure fantasy in 1993 when Rookie of the Year hit the big screen, but it ended with the Cubs claiming the championship and a dream for a team that hadn't won it since 1908. Fans loved the idea, but at the time the Cubs were known as baseball's most unlucky team. Then something truly unbelievable happened. Fast forward to 2016 and the impossible became real. The Cubs finally ended their 108-year drought and won the World Series. It felt like a moment straight out of the movie and left everyone amazed by how life had imitated art. To celebrate the historic win, Tom and Ian Nicholas posted the final shot of the film. The image of Henry raising his fist to the camera was reimagined with a Cubs World Series ring, turning fiction into reality. Daniel Stern got caught up in the excitement and stepped back into the role of pitching coach Phil Brackma and created videos during the Cubs' championship run. The timing and celebration and connection to the film made it feel like the movie had predicted this moment years in advance. Number 1. The movie didn't always get the love that it has now. Some critics back then called it cheesy and didn't take it seriously. But over time, things changed. The movie stuck around on cable TV and home video, and kids grew up watching it over and over, and eventually it became a huge favorite. People began to think of it as one of the best kids' baseball movies, right up there with the likes of The Sandlot. It wasn't only the story that made it stand out, though. It was the funny moments that had everyone laughing and repeating lines like funky butt-loving and pitcher's got a big butt. The scenes gave the movie a charm that never really faded. These moments turned Rookie of the Year into more than just a movie. It became a treasured part of childhood for a whole generation. People loved how it was silly, heartwarming, and fun to rewatch over and over again, and everyone who saw it seems to remember the goofy yet unforgettable lines. Today, it's all about nostalgia, laughter, and the way that it brought people together. Now be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe so that you know every time we upload another video like this one. If you have any recommendations, feel free to let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.